With us now is John Dinon, the Executive Director of the Toledo Area Humane Society. And you have had a busy 14 months or so in the office since you've been part of the local Humane Society. What was going on when you began here in the Toledo area?
Well, shortly after I arrived at the Humane Society as director, a citizens group brought a petition to the county commissioners asking for changes at the dog warden department. And since that time, I've been quite involved in that. As a result of that petition, the commissioners put together the Dog Warden Advisory Committee, and I'm a member of that. And the committee has made a number of recommendations aimed at improving operations at the dog warden. Now, the Humane Society has had a relationship with the dog warden going back before then, but this kind of gave us a little bit of a bully pulpit to push some changes and push for some improvements, and I think it's been a very positive thing. The Dog Warden Committee has made several recommendations, and recently we made a recommendation putting a moratorium on euthanasia of puppies less than 3 months old.
Okay.
Unfortunately, it was a little bit of a poorly crafted recommendation that went on to a resolution by the commissioners. It wasn't real clear. Because it left the dog warden department the opportunity to keep a puppy until it was 91 days old and then euthanize it. It continued the prohibition on adoption of pit bull puppies, but it didn't deal with transfers of pit bulls. So every time there was a rumor of a pit bull puppy down at the dog wardens, a flurry of calls to me, the dog warden department, the other rescues in town, and the commissioners happened. And finally I said, you know what, we can't do every dog as an individual. I told the commissioners that if they were interested in changing the policy to allow the transfer of pit bull puppies, that the Humane Society would accept those puppies. And that was a resolution that was passed this morning.
Okay, so that is passed this week, and that means that pit bull puppies now are transferred from the dog warden's office to the Humane Society for adopting out.
That is correct.
That's an enormous change.
Yeah, it is a big change. The Lucas County Dog Warden has had a long-standing policy against the adoption or transfer of any pit bulls. So to transfer some pit bull puppies is a change, and I think it's reflective of the desires of the community. I think a lot of people are beginning to understand that pit bulls, although they are potentially a dangerous animal, they're certainly big and tough, and if you breed them to be aggressive, they can be dangerous, but they also can be the sweetest, most loving, loyal dogs in the world. And the problem is really with irresponsible owners and not with a breed which has a predisposition to attack people.
Does the Humane Society worry about these puppies getting into the hands of irresponsible owners?
Absolutely. And let me clarify, the Humane Society, we do have a policy against adopting out pit bulls still. I think that policy will be up for review, that policy will be up for review shortly by our board. I think there's a chance it will change. In the meantime, we have handled pit bulls for a long time and transferred them to other rescues and to other adoption agencies who then adopt them out. We work only with rescues that we know will do good screening of both the dogs and the potential owners. And if we change our policy and start adopting out pit bulls, there will be very, very strict temperament testing on the dogs. There will be very strict screening on the adopters, and there will be some conditions, some that are mandated by Ohio law. For example, you have to have liability insurance, and some will be internal. Obviously, any animal that comes from us, especially pit bulls, are spayed and neutered. If we are going to adopt out pit bulls in Lucas County, there will be a mandatory licensing requirement and some other screening that we'll do. Okay, good information. So they're going to rescue agencies. Yeah. Currently we're working mainly with Planned Parenthood, which is another rescue here in Toledo that we're very close partners with and working very closely with on the pit bull issue. And like I said, we're going to review our policy, and down the road the Humane Society may begin adopting out pit bulls. All right, thank you, John Dinon. That is tonight's Talk Back.